Hi again. Up to this point, we've been creating a reference to Project Dog Waffle in VB by going to uh, references and setting a link to the the executable itself. And that's great. That gives us access to these nice code drop downs that help us, gives us hints about programming and all this stuff. But there's the concept of early binding versus late binding. And so far, we've been doing early binding, and that's basically by setting a reference to this. This gives the program a lot of clues as to how to link everything and how to set up everything so that the program can work optimally and all. That's great, but it also makes it somewhat reliant on a specific version of the program. And sometimes you want to write a program that's going to last for a few years, and you want to make sure it's going to be compatible with multiple versions of the program. And for that, it may be best to use late binding, at which point the program really has no idea about the version of the program you're using. And to do this, the syntax is a little bit different, and you have to have a little bit better knowledge of the program. So it's better to start with early binding and then maybe at some point switch to late binding after you've written the program. But I'll show you what the syntax difference is. So far we've been creating objects like this: dim s as new VB string object, something like that. But once we've switched over to late binding, we're not going to have those clues in the program. So we'll do a syntax like this: dim s as object. That's just a generic type. Then we'll do set s equals create object, and we'll put the word dog waffle in there and the name of the object, which was VB. What did I say? String was it, or something like that? VB string object. And that's how we would create an object with using late binding. So it's pretty simple. It's just a little bit different. And we've already done this for this little example program. So instead of using the global dog waffle object that we just get automatically, we went ahead and manually set it up. We created a variable as a generic object, and then we did set object set dog waffle equals create object dog waffle dot dog waffle class, and that gives us our main global variable dog waffle that we can go in and execute all these things. We do things like dog dog waffle dot dog clear buffer, and I think it's 0, something like that. And that is it's the same. We use it the same way as we did it before, but when we're using late binding, we don't have those nice clues in there. So it's better to use the early binding first and then remove the reference later and use this new syntax um, when you want to create a program that's less dependent on specific versions. We did the same thing down here with the stroke color variable. We did create object and dogwaffle.vb color, and that's the VB color class. And again, for another variable down here. And as you see, we'll run this. It runs, everything's fine. It doesn't open up a new version or anything. It just runs with whatever version we happen to have open. So it's a little more free of dependencies and stuff like that, a little more work. So be aware that there's that concept of early versus late binding. And that's about it for now. And talk to you later.